Alzheimer's protocol. 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 Old-timers 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 protocol.
The OR token is not a security. The OR token is not a stock. It is a video game token and is used for in-game purchases in OR-supported websites, video games, and the OR-Forge NFT marketplace. No ownership guarantees a percentage of any ownership of OR Systems Inc., any video games, content, media productions, or other, until options are extended. OR Systems Inc. is a privately owned and operated organization that utilizes blockchain technologies and provides real-world value to the intrinsic video game currency. As such, please ensure you approach the OR token at your own discretion. No one involved in this video is a financial advisor.
Forge greatness, this is what you need. Next level marketplace with the NFT. Music, podcasts, movies, and more. Crypto games, take it to the next level for sure. Or system, or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Or system, or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. To my movie makers and musicians, time to level up. Bring your content, even all my game developers. We got movie streaming, music streaming, so you wanna be be in the mix. This ain't no big production company. Over 25,000 or users, yes indeed. Only charging 2.3% sales speed. Own all your music, all your games, own your future. Set your own terms. This is how you do it. You need or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Let's go. Forge greatness. Woo.
If you bought the NFT, this is what you're missing.
Hey.
Oh, system. Oh, system. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Come
What's going on, Jimmy?
What's going on, everybody?
Are we live?
Duh.
All right. How's everyone doing?
Are we at episode 1? It's episode 1, right?
Oh man. All right, let's Armando get on the system. We're one.
Here we
number
go.
away.
What's up, guys?
Let's get down
We
in
are
there.
at episode 68. As you can see, we're still going raw as we're figuring out.
You
the
know,
new
you guys got to
system
figure
here.
out your systems over there. That's all.
We're going raw 68. Guess what? My favorite episode's coming up next. What? Episode 69.
That's right. 69.
Great episode. Can't wait for that to happen. You even got Sean smiling. Look at that.
The
Look at that.
fascination. Oh, the fascination with that particular number.
What's your favorite number? 69, dude.
Of course.
So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that boogeyman in the room, artificial intelligence.
Ooh, yeah.
What y'all think about that, man?
What do I think about? Oh, before we get that, hey, but by the way, everyone, thank you for joining the Warrior Hour. Almost forgot my spiel.
You lead in?
Forgot your manners.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 68, another episode of the Warrior Hour. Thank you to the billions and billions watching right now, and the trillions that'll be watching on
demand.
On demand. We're on the tube of you. We're on the Twitch. We're everywhere.
We're in the Twitch right
We're
now.
here. We're there. We're east. We're west. We're north. We're south. I'm way south. I'm in Florida. I'm getting flooded. I don't know if you guys been hearing.
Oh, really?
I'm not flooding. I mean, people in Jersey were calling me saying, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm fine." Apparently, Fort Lauderdale Airport like flooded, and they closed the airport for like 4 days. Crazy.
No. Are you okay, Armando? Are you all right?
I'm totally fine. I didn't even know about it.
Checking.
I
Sean,
didn't know about it.
always
But you know who
you're
might?
on time.
You know who may have known about it?
Who?
AI.
I might have known
Yeah,
about it.
man.
They might have did
He
it.
or she or it might have known.
It interestingly enough, man, I don't know if y'all caught Elon Musk talking about it on the news recently and whatever. A lot of fear factor going on. A lot of big names out there talking about, basically Skynet. That's when I watch it, I'm like, ooh, man, he's talking about Skynet right now. Like
Jeez.
with AI becoming sentient and self-aware and all the rest of these, almost like movie words. So
Yeah. Some
it,
AI.
it, this was great.
Some AI program said that they gave it they wanted the program to show them what the end of humanity would look like or something, and the AI literally said, "We are going to kill all of you."
Well,
that's what the
that's nice.
That's what the AI came up with, going through all the options. It said at the end of it all, it's going to be us that kill you. So
Yeah.
I mean, I use it.
Matrix, man.
I'm not going to say what I use it for. Emails. If I don't feel like writing an email, but I don't mind writing a sentence, it's pretty freaky how if I just give it some guidance,
And this
it'll
way beyond
write me a nice
predictive
email.
text. Way beyond predictive text. I'm
Oh,
I'm
wait.
saying,
I
'cause
don't
I've
know if you
seen it.
guys have tried it for, if you want to write an email asking for X by this date and explain the reasons why in a particular tone, it's like, boom, like, whoa, It's amazing.
That's pretty amazing.
I've been playing around with ArtSpace. I don't know if you guys have heard about that one.
Oh yeah.
ArtSpace
No.
AI. And so, in theory, it creates original images. But
Mhm.
I guess the big argument right now is in the creatives block is a lot about licensing. So if you're pulling elements from an artist, right? Let's just say, oh, I want this in the Michelangelo style or whatever the case
Mhm.
might be. Does then that, equate to IP for that particular artist?
This is
Like, various artists throughout history have had styles, Monet, Van
Mhm.
Gogh, et cetera. Obviously, I don't. Maybe it's some crazy ask GPT. If I'm in Michelangelo's bloodline, and then if I am, I go through everybody who uses his art style and go, hey, I'm claiming that as my own IP. Does it get that crazy? Do you think that happened?
I could. I don't know.
Well, what if you combine two artists?
well,
Right.
that's basically what it does. It combines millions of artists. It like Sean
And
just
then
said,
it becomes its
it
own.
doesn't really create you an original piece. Well, it's an original piece, but it borrows from other artworks it finds online. This is a big deal right now, especially like in the music
Right.
industry. The
Right.
artists
So
that were
that's
doing the covers forever are starting to really get mad about this because now all of a sudden artists are just popping in a sentence in Mid Journey, and they have a cover, and it's really noticeable too that it's AI. You know what I mean? Like you could see that it, man, it's just there's something about it you can tell that
Mhm.
it was
Right.
computer generated. That wasn't it. Just doesn't have that human touch to it. You know what I mean?
for now, right?
For now,
But that the smarter that the machine gets,
right?
presumably with machine learning over time, and the better the model gets, the less and less. And I'll give an example of what I heard on the news down here, and probably even nationwide. Yeah, I think it was nationwide. That they recorded like a 3-second clip of a girl's voice, and then they used that to create a message that she was kidnapped. And so
Oh wow.
the kidnapper called the family and they said, "Hey, we got your daughter." And basically they used AI for like a quote unquote proof of life for the kid. So I don't know about you guys, man. I got girls, right?
Sure, me too.
Same here.
Somebody calls me up. I know what her voice sounds like, even as deaf as I am, right? And I hear that on the other end, and she's crying and she's in distress. Do you want to take that chance on if that's AI or not?
Right, absolutely.
Probably pretty easy. You call her up, but what if she doesn't answer the phone?
Yeah. What if they spoofed your number?
Yeah, right.
But
So,
you're right.
man,
It's
I'll tell you
scary.
this. Yeah, man, it brings about a whole new conversation about, um, how do we figure this out? I was talking to a friend of mine who's a college professor, and we're just kind of sitting there shooting the breeze and whatever else. And he says, I said, "What do you think about this AI thing, man?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll be able to tell. The AI doesn't resource and it doesn't do in-text citations and it doesn't, write in the style." I said, "Okay, let me show you something real quick." So I pull up GPT
Mhm.
and said, "Hey man, give me a 3-page paper on, you pick the topic. I want in-text citations in the MLA format with at least 5 resources that are from Google Scholar Incredible, and I want it written in this format. Thesis up front, 3 body paragraphs, summary, closing, etc." I hit go, and 2 minutes later, I handed it to him, and I said, "No, if I'm a college student and I'm a procrastinator, and I wait till that last minute, and I say, hey, let me put this thing out there, right? I now have to go back and actually add misspellings and improper punctuation because it's right."
Yeah.
What I mean?
Oh yeah, you have to make it sound
And,
human.
yeah, and then maybe just as part of the criteria for the paper, I put write this at a 11th grade high school level,
Oh wow.
Kincaid level of X or whatever the case might be. And anyway, I handed him the phone, and he's like, "Wow." Well, I know my students and I know how they write, so I would know that that's not their writing. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, that might be fair. But where does the human fit? I think at some point they're going to have to put a tracking pixel,
Something.
or you guys, if you've done classes online or whatever the case, I'm sure you've run across things like Turnitin, right, which is the plagiarism checker. Grammarly, several others do this, check on plagiarism, so to speak. And the teachers use that as a measure of how much of that you didn't either properly source or whatever case is. So I think there will have to be a counter to AI for things like that. For all the good it is, man, it's like spell check. Who knows how to spell nowadays,
Yeah, right.
I feel
right?
it's
So
just
I guess my theory is the smarter AI is, the dumber we become.
and it's scary about the
That's
voice like
true.
you were talking about because like the little girl's voice, you know, to the kidnapping thing. If they can do
Yeah,
that to anybody's voice, man, like seriously, like there's like they got now like messages from like senators and stuff like that that weren't even said that you know like they can pin stuff on you now, you know what I mean, like, oh, you said this, we have a
Yeah,
recording of it, you know what I mean, well, I didn't say that, well, we have a recording that you said it, you know, and it's like that's when it gets scarier, like even the visuals, like what
yeah,
happens when they say, oh, you were at the scene of this crime, no, I wasn't, we have it, and somebody, you know, AI, you know, AI'd you in there, you know what I mean? I mean, that's
deep fakes, the deep fake videos that
exactly,
you
but it's
see,
going to
all
get
those, they
worse
look.
now.
I mean, they look pretty good now, and this
It's
is
going to get
it's
worse.
I don't know if it's infancy, but it's pretty early on, and
Yeah.
it's going to get better and better, like you said. And I know Jimmy and I talked about that. I know it's um, scary, like said. They could put you at any time, any place on camera, just with the deep fake technology
Hmm.
and just Photoshop or whatever you call it, film version of Photoshop. Sean's face on someone that's robbing a bank. That's probably a silly example, but you get it. Yeah.
No,
So
but I
just
mean,
anything.
it
But
can it can get to that, you know. That's what we do.
well, it's a manipulation of things, right? And so that's another big thing. If you put somebody in a compromising type of position politically or wherever the case might be, you dub over their voice. It matches. We have that, in the game we're building right now with Unity. You can do voice match to the lips of the avatar that you have, and pretty soon you're not going to be able to tell the difference between an AI generated model. It's all in the talent of the creators, but the machine is smarter than you.
Right.
right.
And so if you put those parameters in there, real lifelike gestures, eyebrows and mouth are synchronized to include emotion, but however you describe it with words. And I've learned a lot about this with when I'm messing around with ArtSpace a little bit. You have 600 words to describe exactly what you want. If you stop and think about the elements in a picture, any picture, the styles, the colors, the rendering of it, whether you want I learned a crazy Italian word that means light and dark. I don't remember what it was, but and so now you copy and paste paragraphs, and so now that paragraph creates the picture that you want, or you just keep hitting enter again on the model till it creates something that you like. Very, very interesting and very powerful, man. A
Hmm.
little bit scary, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
And
scary.
so one thing I found, have you guys used Chat GPT or any of the other AI models?
I played with ChatGPT, but I haven't used it for anything
What's your
other
experience there?
than messing around. Mid Journey, I did Mid Journey for a little bit just to mess around, you know.
Hmm.
But which was one Art Space you said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
ArtSpace.
I'm gonna
That's a
leave
pay.
one.
That's a
Check that
that's
out.
a pay for it one.
Oh, you got to pay
That's
for
a
it. Yeah, well, most of them
I,
now you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did pay for that one because I was morbidly curious, and I think it changes the world that we live in too, man. When you start talking about creatives and NFTs and things like that, and so now a singular artist can find a niche or a style that he likes, and he can just tweak it back and forth and create thousands
Yeah.
of original works of art, so to speak, and he can sell them, with his own license. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very monetizable.
I had like
Uh,
I did a couple of on Midjourney. I was going to put on the Forge too. They came out looking great, you know.
yeah. Uh, one thing I haven't gotten out of either Bard is another AI model that's out there, BARD. Uh, you ask opinion questions, and it gives you that standard response. At least for now, I'm an AI language model. I don't have personal opinions, et cetera, et cetera. So it's trying to be, non-biased. The question I just asked it while we're sitting here is, who is the greatest Star Wars character of all time?
No way. What did it
Yeah.
say?
It said, as an AI language model, I cannot have personal preferences or opinions. However, Star Wars franchise has produced many iconic characters over the years, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes
Yeah.
on to list them. Ultimately, the choice of the greatest Star Wars character is a matter of personal preference.
That's right.
Darth Vader.
And I think, we start to humanize these things, right? We do that a lot. We apply human traits to inanimate things, whatever that might be. And I think we're doing that now with AI. when you find yourself asking a question, what is your opinion? You're a machine, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Shouldn't have one.
you
Nor
just asked, Watson, which is obviously an. Remember Watson from Jeopardy? I don't know if you ever watched that, Alex Trebek.
Yeah, but I don't.
Was it called Watson? Was it Watson?
No.
What was it called, man? Maybe I got that wrong. Let me ask ChatGPT.
Was that when they would fact check a wrong answer or something
Yeah,
like that?
no, actually, so ChatGPT says Watson's an artificial intelligence computer system developed by IBM, and so this was kind of the precursor. And I remember watching Jeopardy, and they had the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, and then they had the AI model, and they couldn't compete. As smart as they were, one guy was like pretty good, but that is the question now. Then when does the human become obsolete? What are your thoughts on that?
I guess the human becomes obsolete when the AI has learned all it's needed to learn.
When is that?
I don't know.
When you start talking about technology doubling itself and becoming half as expensive every 18 months, that's basically the premise of Moore's law, and we've been subject to it since the very beginning of time. And so, on another show, I talked a little bit about theoretical physicists like Michio Kaku, and how they understand that, or they believe that by 2030, 2040, that Moore's law will no longer be relevant because of quantum computing.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the last guy we had on here?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
We talked about quantum computing. So let's throw quantum speed at AI. How fast does the machine learn then? And then is it too far a stretch to say it's alive? We already apply human characteristics to machines.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. No, but what makes it alive? I mean, I guess it's not breathing. Is it sentient?
Right. These become a little philosophical, right? What is alive? Well, it has no soul. How do you know? Right? I mean, that's pretty deep for the Warrior Hour, man. We're supposed to have fun here. We're supposed to have fun here. But I find myself kind of very interested in what AI is capable of doing and the applications of AI. AI writes code. And there's several businesses that are being formed currently that are using AI as code models and whatever the case might be. So, as a creator in a space, let's just say a songwriter. I got ChatGPT, Eric.
Wait, what's up?
Are you looking at ChatGPT right now?
No.
Let's
trying to find that one you were just talking about, the art.
Yeah, it's called Art Space AI. I think that's what it's called.
Okay, I was putting .com.
There's several others out there that are currently on. But let's see if we can write a song. Jimmy, give me a song topic you need some lyrics for. So let's write let's do a death metal.
There we go. Gory
song.
Horror film kind of themed, maybe scary, gothic, dramatic.
Listen, Eric.
Dark theme.
Listen, Eric. Go.
Song about let's do a death metal dark theme song about survival.
Okay. Oh man, I'm interested to see what this comes up with.
Let's see what comes up. We're gonna hit a commercial real quick and come back to that.
You got it.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
War is not just about physical battles. It takes a toll on the minds and souls of those who have been deployed to combat zones. The memories, the trauma, and the emotional scars can last a lifetime. But what if there was a way to start a conversation about mental health among military veterans who have gone through similar challenges? Introducing WithThem.co, a cutting-edge gaming project that pairs gameplay with IoT-enabled smart devices to collect data to help provide more detailed care. WithThem.co is an innovative project that combines gaming technology with mental health awareness. The game is designed for gamers and military veterans who have deployed to combat zones. By sharing stories of other veterans who go through similar challenges, WithThem.co hopes to start a dialogue about mental health. WithThem.co is not just a game, it is a platform for veterans to connect, to share their experiences, and to get the support they need. With the help of IoT-enabled smart devices, WithThem.co collects data to help provide more detailed care. WithThem.co is more than just a gaming project. It is a community of veterans, gamers, and mental health professionals who are working together to make a difference. Join the WithThem.co community today and be a part of the movement to raise awareness about mental health among military veterans. Together we can fight, and together we can heal.
We are back.
Hey, really quick, Flying Tiger. I was just thinking of that very same scene in Terminator 2 when John calls home. He's checking on his parents, and his mom's like, "Where are you, John? Are you gonna come home? Come home soon, or something, whatever it is." And
Right,
he,
exactly.
grabs the phone. He's like, "Give me the phone," and he gives the fake dog name or whatever it was, and your parents are dead. Hangs up. Great call on that one, man. The voice, simulated whatever thing.
So bona fides, right, starts to become important.
Crazy,
ask me something only that person would know, etc. That's what that really was, right?
Yep.
Bona fides. So okay, let me give you this little prompt here, right? So
Sure.
I said to ChatGPT now, write me a 5-verse song with lyrics about survival with a dark theme that has a heroic ending.
Oh.
And so first verse, the darkness creeps, the night is long, and every step feels like it's wrong. The demons lurk in every corner. I hear their whispers and they taunt me to surrender. Chorus, but I won't give up. I won't give in. I'll fight until the bitter end. I'll keep on going. I'll be strong and I'll survive. I'll survive it all.
Sounds like a hardcore song right now.
Well, you put it in death metal.
Yeah,
you guys are the music. I'm not a musician, right? But so verse 2 goes, the shadows close in and I'm afraid, but I must keep moving, must not stay. My heart is racing. My mind is clear. I'll find a way through this. I'll conquer my fear. I mean, we're talking poetry now, right? This is poetry.
I didn't think that was bad at all, actually.
Yeah, so
it's a little basic, but still, I mean, it got lyrically.
Yeah, right. So now I snap this out of ChatGPT. I take it over and I find another. Maybe it's a music AI model where I sample music. Next thing you know, I have creative rights for lyrics. I have creative rights for album art. I have creative rights for musical composition. Do you think that works in your world? I mean, you guys know how hard you work to get this stuff out, right?
Actually,
yeah.
I mean, people could definitely do that, and it's going to be hard to tell.
Right. So
I mean, we've already been there with like the DJs and stuff. I mean, with these guys are standing behind a computer and they're playing for 1 million people. It's like the computer's already doing 90% of the work.
That used to be a true art form back in the day, which you know, Jimmy, you know a little bit more about that than I do. But like now, it's just like people laugh about it. It's like a laptop. People, like millions and millions. You know, audience comes out to watch a guy on a laptop.
So what you would end up having to do is get the music and if you had a band, teach your band the music. You know, everybody'd have to learn the music, or the AI would play the music for you. I mean,
do you need a band anymore?
You don't need a band anymore. Then you're just a guy behind a laptop.
Yeah, but you could create the entire persona. I mean, literally, you could create portraits of every member of your band. You could assign them instruments that they play.
Absolutely.
You could give them credentials. You could, you know what I mean? And then you start to form a style. So my question to you guys is, how long does it take you to write, the music, the lyrics, go to the production studio, get a record cut, if that's even a thing anymore, You know, how many hours are involved in that, and how much cost, roughly, from your perspective as musicians of now these 20, 30 years.
I couldn't give you a time
Yeah,
that takes. I
it's
could write a song in 5 minutes, or it could take me 10 years.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here you pretty much got a guarantee based on how good a model you put in that thing, right? At least from a creative standpoint, that's a pretty good start. You might not like the words it puts in there, but hit refresh on it and see if it spits out something different.
It just,
it will.
sounded fine.
And it will.
It will.
It sounded fine.
Yeah. So I think right now in the infancy of AI, everybody's using it as a creative check, right? So if I'm a writer and I'm caught on an idea, I got that classic writer's block. But I jump on ChatGPT and I load up the last paragraph that I had with the theme that I'm writing about, and it spits out a paragraph. I get past the writer's block and I'm moving forward. I think we're going to see a content boom. My point to all my rattling here is you're going to see a boom in content and production like you've never seen before in your life. And then it's going to be the fight for who owns that content. And we can help solve a lot of this. I mean, digital licensing is going to be a thing. And we just happen to have a digital licensing model. Or we could fill the forge with original stuffs. But the problem is everybody is now a creator. So the
content creator.
Yeah. Well, so the words are the power, right? Since the words drive the models now, until it turns into something else. I don't know. That's AI, man.
That's AI.
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. What else is going on here?
Answering someone in the chat here. And I'm going to lose sleep tonight thinking about AI. And speaking of AI, I obviously Terminator, but there's another film titled AI that kind of, it doesn't quite get into
that's a
all
deep
the nuts
one.
and bolts that we are, but it is.
That's
and
a
it was,
deep
AI
movie.
wanting to. What's up? Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's a deep movie.
Yep.
The ending is really cool.
Yep, absolutely. It's one of the best endings. That was definitely a huge payoff. We won't. For anybody out there, spoiler alert. I'm going to try not to talk about the ending, but Jimmy's right. It's an incredible movie. But the talking about AI and having this sentient being that looks like a kid that wants that real like Pinocchio,
yeah.
kind of the allegory for. Yep, exactly. But like we're talking about, man. Like what point is it going to be so convoluted that you can't decipher human to AI?
What about cost savings in production? Since there are a lot of cinematic injects nowadays that are not.
Yeah, and that's something Blade Runner kind of touched on, the movie.
Right.
Story or the book being Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. But yeah, that's another good call, Sean. I mean, companies are going to go hog wild for that, man. You can save on production costs.
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't have to pay people 401k, medical, and all that.
Labor gone.
People eliminating people. that might be a complete boon. You're still going to need actors for now, right?
Right.
But once you have a database of their movement captured, can you now just use it? Like let's look at Mission Impossible just as a throw out there, right? A lot of high speed action scenes in there, some cinematography, etc. Now I've seen pretty much every move that Tom Cruise may have had in those films, right? Unless Hollywood comes up with something new. But if I put an AI model on his movement patterns and I start to do predictably, maybe that's just a gaming engine now. I don't know.
Again, I'm going to lose sleep tonight. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting to think about. And I think as fast as this is going to expand, and again, now you add the speed of quantum computing on top of that, it just learns faster. Sometimes I think, man, all these old movies from the 80s were like predictors of the future.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm waiting for the tricorder from Star Trek. Like,
What, do-
looks like
what
you
do
need
they
shot.
say? Science fiction when it becomes science reality. Well, like 2001, A Space Odyssey, they were using iPads.
Yeah.
You know, and that came out. That movie came out in 60, 67, 68. And you know, it and HAL 9000, the AI unit on the ship. You know, that's another great one. But man, it's getting scary. You're right. Like all the 80s feel like you just said it. Terminator 2 kind of made some interesting predictions, and some that could be coming. You know.
You know, being an old military guy and knowing that the Department of Defense is usually on the cutting edge of technological development. Ask yourself now, if this is the commercial application and we're just seeing it now, are our governments that much further ahead? And what does that mean? You know, with all this, remember the universal translator on I think it was Star Trek, right? You clip that little thing in your collar, it speaks like a bazillion languages, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, the little triangle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
sort of have that now with, you know, Google Translate, right? Now you got a model like ChatGPT. Does that support a universal translator for once and for all? Nobody has to learn language anymore. We can just automatically, you know, communicate in the native dialect. It's two earbuds. I hand you one. I have one. You hear your own language. I hear my own, and we just speak freely. That's a speed thing, right? I think a lot of that's a speed thing, but a lot of it's a model. That device is obviously going to have to be, you know, micro-sized, but maybe hooked to an internet.
Yeah, see that's a purposeful, useful idea. You know.
Yeah, I mean they have those at the UN right now, or some variant thereof, right? But
I thought there was somebody actually in the background talking, translating
I
it.
think it is. And
that's interesting. That's really cool.
It's to start to consider things like simple things, court reporting. You know what I mean? Actual transcript. Stenographers are like, it's a big job, right? Have you ever seen those little steno machines? I think it's called steno machine that they use. It's shorthand, so you can't really read that, but they translate it.
Right.
Is that a job now?
Hmm.
You know, with the application of this, or yeah, I don't know. And who's going to win, right? Who's going to win AI? That's the question. Who is going to, you know, whatever that means, win AI? Is it the people who can control it? Is it the people who write it? Can the people who write it control it?
And that's the thing too. Yeah, I mean, they can control it probably for so long. But yeah, when it gets out of their control, is that when all AI kills humanity?
Hey, you go back to iRobot, right? And again, we refer to things via movies because I think there's some. Number one, it's a great movie, but when you go think about that robot, right? Remember they programmed it with like the four.
Yep, that's the Isaac Asimov, the four laws of robotics. Yeah,
right. So they programmed the robot to do no harm to humans. Bottom line, until it conflicted with another role, and then the robot decided they were the problem and started eliminating them.
Yep. Which is,
how do you get?
Yeah, go ahead. No.
Yeah, how do you get around that? That's all I'm saying. I don't have the answers, obviously.
I don't think any of us have the answer. I mean, because we're not quite there yet, but it's going to be interesting.
When do you think we'll actually have self-aware machines?
Probably
What's your prediction?
Probably after our lives, but it's more than likely going to happen. I mean, especially with the internet, like they're on the internet, so it's learning every single thing there is on the internet, everything.
and that's
like
the internet
hate,
we know.
Hatefulness too. You know what I mean? Anger. You know, it's reading. You know, probably news articles every day about how our humans are destroying the planet. You know what I mean? It's getting all that in its brain, and eventually it's going to put it all together, I guess.
It's like, oh, you're ruining us. You're gone. You're off.
Yeah.
You're fired.
And then that question is, how many layers are there to the internet? You know, there's the internet that we know, the commercial internet, and then there's dark net, and then there's dark web, and then there's a deep web, and then who knows what's beyond that yet. And so are all these AI models pointed at a layer, or are they pointed at it all? And how long?
A lot of information.
Yeah, how long till they start creeping into the private nets?
And
They're
then
already
develop
in
their
it.
own net. You know,
They're-
communicate
and
without
they're-
us even knowing about it. That's a whole other slew of problems. And, you know, like you said, that double-edged sword. You know, all the benefits that you can get from it, but then of course you got your a whole slew of things that are going to be problematic.
Right.
Well, then they were pouring gas on it in two ways, right? We're getting faster and faster internet. Now I think it's 2, 4, 6, 10, 15 gigabit speed. You know what I'm saying? I got a gigabit fiber at my house that got put in by Google this year, which is phenomenally good.
Google, jeez.
So
Okay.
now you've got a high-speed fiber connection. Now you have quantum. Now you have quantum encryption. What's beyond that? Is there anything? I don't know. But we're pouring gas on the AI fire, because if we're in 56 kilobits per second land, that model ain't learning no faster than we did.
Yeah.
Right. I think my modem is still in 56K sometimes, but it's just gonna, I don't know, it's gonna decay faster, man, in my mind. But again, that's a pretty philosophical argument.
Yeah, let's have a little commercial break while we do that, huh?
Yeah.
Could be philosophical on a commercial.
We're gonna be philosophical on the commercial.
Stand for a sec.
All right, we'll be right back. Hello, we're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this commercial break is brought to you by Armando's Mirror, his decorative mirror.
It is a nice mirror.
He's got custom windows, though, man.
I'm trying to walk back.
Look at Armando living fancy. Look at his those custom windows you got in this house. Cathedral ceilings, man. Look at you living the high life.
What? It's Florida.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's just how Florida is.
Go ahead, John.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was going to say, you touched on just saying how science fiction is becoming science reality, and how a lot of these films are now just becoming predictions. Just now, I'm thinking about now going back, and some of it's come to fruition, not quite probably in the same stylistic fashion as you see it in the film or read it in the book, but still, man, it's well, like I said, the what do you call them? Oh my God, iPads. I was really impressed with those. Then I'm like, wait a minute, man, that was in 2001. They were using something like it, something real similar. And the flip phone, like the Star Trek flip phone communicator, And Sean, I know actually all of us are old enough for this. But I remember when my stepmom had the first car phone that I've ever seen. She had the big giant suitcase battery with that big giant phone. It was like this big. had the giant antenna. It was like, oh my god, you can make calls from your car, but it couldn't be like anyone that was more than like 10 miles away. Now it's like you can call someone from your cell phone in Australia.
It's interesting. I was reading the chat over there also. Flying Tiger's talking about Stuxnet. That the ability for AI to create new malware that does things. I think that is going to be a huge cybersecurity challenge, because the only way you're probably going to be able to keep up and combat it, we have a hard time keeping up now worldwide with the things that creative people do.
Can't you just use AI to combat?
You're going to have to, right? So it's always blue versus red.
So look at this AI. This is a new malware. Okay, well, go fix it. All right, well, here, I'll fix it.
If we use AI as a broadening tool, so we expand into this new creative whatever verse, is it going to cause things to get locked down even harder because of the ability to, let's just say, do pen testing, right? So if I'm writing new and creative code using AI that increases my capability to pen test, and the other guy on the other side of that is going to just default to locked completely, period. And then you start thinking about the blockchain, things that we deal with. Maybe the blockchain is a partial solution to some of that because of the encryption. Or maybe a new blockchain is created that is absolutely super secure. I mean, I don't know. I think about this a lot, man, and it can take you down a rabbit hole pretty quick, and you never end up where you start. You know what I mean?
Way off.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like Alice in Wonderland, man. Ooh, is that a white rabbit?
Yeah.
So I think we live in interesting times. We're kind of all children of the 80s. Armando's a little younger, but I kept through the years the evolution from, remember the Palm Pilot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I had one.
Yeah,
Actually,
my wife
wanted
had
one of
one.
those, man. Yes.
So I had a Palm Pilot, and then like a Sony Clie, because it had the ability to actually have a modem in it and some external memory. But that was kind of the beginning of the smartphone for me. And then, of course, the phone technology caught up. My first one was a Nokia. Remember the old Nokias?
Oh yeah.
Right. And so I laid all these machines out for my son the other day because I kept them. I don't know, I'm a weirdo like that, but I said, "Look, son, this represents about 30 years of technology right here." And so I think about my grandpa, who was born in 1919. Horses, right? The first car they ever had was a hand crank Model T. And so, when he died, he had like an 85 Blazer.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
Right? That baby had FM radio and a cassette player in it.
Jeez. 8-track.
Yeah. And so I think about, 100 years of technology and how far we've come so fast. And I think it's going to go 10 times as fast in the next 100 years.
Probably.
Until there's a point where it just, you can't get any faster. You can't get any smaller. You can't get any, I don't want to say better. That's a subjective, but certainly it's about speed and size when it comes to the computer world. I don't know, man.
Thinking about your grandpa, you said it was an 85 Blazer was his last car.
Yeah.
That thing must have been to him like the futuristic,
Yeah.
that was it, man. This was
Star Wars.
Got half in it, man. Compared to what he had, that's crazy.
I'll tell you a story about my grandpa, man. God bless his soul. Rest in peace. I was overseas, right? And we were doing a Skype call with my mom and dad, which was a challenge to begin with because my folks weren't real big tech people, right? And so my grandpa was there, and mom brought him into the room and set him in front of the camera. And she said, "Oh, talk to your grandson here. He's over wherever." He got so mad. He thought I was messing with him. You think about that, man. They didn't have a telephone, period.
Right.
And now it's a video call from a foreign country.
Oh man.
He was mad at me for a long time. Until I actually came home and explained it to him. I'm like, yeah, it's a video call, Grandpa.
It's crazy. That's wild.
That even video calling is like the future. Like I just remember rotary dial phones, and now we're like handheld face to face, like Star Trek.
My dad had one right before he sold his house. It was still at that 2-flat, Jimmy, that you remember. It was right. It's just right in the kitchen.
Oh,
Have you guys seen the video? The rotary phone with the kids. Have you seen that one?
No. I gotta see it now. I gotta see it now that you're saying something.
Do it to your own, man. It's worth going somewhere and just finding an old rotary phone and tell them to make a phone call on it. It's comical, dude. Yeah, we all remember.
Oh God! Remember when you didn't have to put in the area code?
Yeah, dude. It's funny.
That was easy.
Probably
So
my
much easier
dad, or
without that.
I ended up
your
with
area code.
some business cards, and it was no area code on them, man. Just 539, whatever, 600. Man, that's crazy.
Or when phone numbers used to start with letters like Klondike 5.
I don't know why I know that Klondike 5. That's funny.
Oh, that's when I was a baby. We're still doing that.
Yeah, that's going way back.
Yeah, thanks.
No, I'm not down with younger than you, man. I'm gonna. One thing I do love about YouTube, speaking of technology and where we're at and going on rabbit holes, Sean, as you mentioned. Oh man, YouTube. When I first discovered YouTube, and I can tell you, if you remember, like being a kid, you're talking about your favorite whatever episode of something or something weird that you saw late night, and you know, it's like, well, good luck finding it. Like a good example would be the Max Headroom incident, which Jimmy knows about because I think the broadcaster was from Chicago. There was this, but anyway, Max Headroom, if you remember him, there was someone hacked the cable.
They hacked the like a PBS station here in Chicago.
Really?
They hacked it in the middle of Doctor Who in 1987. It's called the Max Headroom incident, and it was definitely politically motivated towards the Tribune or something like that, with Chuck Swirsky in it, who was running the Tribune or one of the Sun Times or the Tribune or something at the time. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I know what he's saying. But once you saw it was over with. That was it. You never saw it again. You just had to see it on like news reports and stuff like that from time to time. But now you can type it up on YouTube and it's all over. And there's explanations about it and everything.
100 different angles on it or copies or whatever. Yep. And so yeah, exactly, Jimmy. So speaking of that, like some of the like those, you ever like remember something as a kid? You're not quite like, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly. Some kind of weird little show you saw or something. Now it's like you go on YouTube and I feel like I've almost found everything I've ever remembered watching. Like especially the late night weird stuff. I'm like, you'll type in some really weird search criteria in the search bar and so anyway, just saying that, just YouTube alone, just for that, man. And again, Sean, I know you said like everyone's moving over to TikTok now, but like I don't watch that much TV. It's all YouTube. I probably watch too much of all of it, but TV is like I might get an hour. YouTube 5 hours. I fit it in there somewhere, man. It comes 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, a half hour. Well, I drive a lot too, so I listen to music on YouTube. But still, like that, you said that rabbit hole, man. You start getting crazy into it, man, and then it's like I don't know.
The funny thing is, I thought I was doing myself a favor cutting the cord. What a mistake! I mean, from like the cable, cutting the cable.
Oh yeah.
For many years, I had cable TV, whatever. People are creatures of habit. You just fall into that habit, right? But when you talk about now, I'm straight streaming. The problem with that is series. Before you had to exercise a little patience, right? The cliffhanger was like, "Ooh, catch our episode next week when the hero blah blah blah." Now you just sit there and binge for hours and hours and hours.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You really got to change your behavior on the way you do stuff, man, because it's just, I don't know, it's an addiction.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Though.
Watching an 8-hour movie.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and I wonder if that's why movie formats have expanded a little bit. There's a sweet spot for those, right? Somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours. Kevin Costner always got beat over the head and shoulders for his long, epic movies, right? They were phenomenal, but it was like, oh my God, nobody's going to sit there that long.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, I will.
Yeah, especially if you're at home, dude.
Yeah.
And you got to pay $15 for a box of popcorn.
Yeah. Although that movie theater butter is good.
It is good.
Is it butter?
I don't.
Hey,
I'm sure oil.
it's
something,
butters
oil.
ish.
I heard it was corn oil.
Yeah, it could be oil. Yeah, but Jimmy's right. There's something about popcorn at a theater, not
Ugh.
stuff you buy from the store, or the Jiffy Pop. Remember that one? It's not nothing
Jiffy
like that.
Pop.
I'm talking straight up movie popcorn, movie theater popcorn. Man, there's a certain taste to it that I love. It's awesome. But even the art of going to the movies is like starting to die out, it seems. And people are saying everything seems to be going towards either YouTube clips, TikTok, or series. On, like you said, like on cable or what do you call it nowadays?
For us, we're the
Apple
old
TV,
guys too. The young kids, that's why it's going that way, because their attention span is just gone.
Right. And they can choose to like pause something or not, or like whatever. Don't
Sure.
get through half of it. You're not going to leave halfway through a movie in a theater for the most part, except there was probably one or two movies I walked out on. I don't remember which, but
Yeah, the funny thing, while you guys were sitting here talking, about old TV shows and whatever, I Googled the Midnight Special. You remember that?
oh yeah, that was it Wolfman Jack? Wasn't he the
Wolfman Jack. Yeah, Wolfman Jack is the
Yeah.
host. And so the first thing that pops up is his Journey.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on this little search I did, Journey on the Midnight Special with Steve Perry. Obviously, I just saw them like a week and a half ago. Man, 50 years. 50 years. I think there's only one original left.
I saw it too. It was a great show. I saw it like maybe, I don't know, 8 years ago. It was a good show, man. I mean, that singer from the Philippines is the lead singer. He's awesome.
And he's like 53.
Oh,
Is
he's
he
that
getting
old?
okay?
Yeah, he's like 53. He doesn't
Jeez.
look it.
No, it looks like he's 19.
Yeah, Filipino.
But I mean,
Of course, that's all we
what
do.
a- what a
Started with
phenomenon.
a karaoke and ended up being the lead singer.
Hey, bro, listen, this might be one of those stereotypes, but literally every person that I met in the Philippines could sing like a rock star.
Yeah,
Yep.
I swear, dude, I can't even explain that.
they take it seriously.
Oh
I
yeah.
absolutely do. Karaoke over there is a contact sport.
Yes.
It's a contact
Armando's looking for a set list right now.
Yeah, Armando's
Looking at it right
deep,
now.
deep thought right now. He's looking.
Midnight Special. So I know I've seen some clips of Redbone and Peter Frampton on Midnight Special. It's good stuff.
Red Bone.
They got like, I wonder what who thought to archive all that, right?
It was
'Cause that-
smart, whoever did it, because you could buy it. I remember when you can buy all that stuff
Yeah.
on DVD or VHS, and if you want to really go way back.
Remember Columbia House?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
all too well.
That, man.
All too
Yeah.
well. Boy, did I get them for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I thought, I'm like, I'm gonna get
Columbia
one over
House,
on
don't
these
come
guys. I'm
after
gonna
me.
get- yeah, right. I'm gonna get. I still
Right? Oh
buy
my
all
gosh,
of
we
them.
got like 30 CDs.
Yep.
12 for a
It's like, I got
penny.
a
And when
huge
you-
CD
And
collection from Columbia
for some reason,
House.
every single apartment in my building got the same thing at the same time.
I don't know how that would happen.
I ordered them. That's what I did. I put penny on the thing. I ordered 12 CDs
Oh, yeah.
and one address, and penny on the thing, 12 CDs,
Mhm.
another address, and then when all the boxes came at the same time, I picked them all up.
That's actually pretty that's smart. That's pretty.
I just
there's
basically
a little ingenuity there.
admitting to committing a crime on here.
Yeah, right. Isn't that a felony too, Jimmy? Is
Yeah.
that mail fraud or whatever they call
Yeah.
it? Hey, since we're going on memory lane and we're talking about Columbia House, wasn't it the magazine that would have the stamps and you would pick whatever stamp of the album you wanted and you put it on that sheet?
Sometimes.
Isn't that how that worked?
Yeah,
That's how I remember doing it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it just had a number and you just had little boxes. You filled the numbers in what you wanted,
Well, you would think if you're ordering a certain, at some point there might be some kind of rhythm to what you're ordering, and then you would get like Mariah Carey. Why am I getting? I got nothing against her, man, but why am I getting this? Some really weird oddball stuff,
Quit. You ordered it.
Yeah, maybe I did, man.
You really need to do all I want for Christmas.
I like that. What you guys say? Everyone gets excited when that video comes on. Don't
I
even try to
don't.
lie.
I run for the remote control.
Oh, that's funny, man.
That evolution is cool to follow too, man. You guys ever been to like some of these rock and roll meets? I'm sure you have, probably many more times than I have. But
Nope.
I love watching. I love the Rock and Roll Museum.
Never been
You
there.
guys ever been there?
No, I've never have. I want to.
All right, bucket list it. Put it on the bucket list.
I've done the one in Nashville, which was really, really great. I've been to a few exhibits, but not the one in Ohio or Cleveland, right? Cincinnati, Cleveland.
You know, it's funny. I find myself now using ChatGPT as a search engine too.
Really?
Yeah, because not only does it tell you that the Rock and Roll Museum is in Cleveland, Ohio, it tells you when it was established. It tells you it's just a more refined search now.
Interesting.
You know, you get it's strange, man. And
To play with it some
it's
more.
that readily available information at your fingertips.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm going to play with it some more for sure.
The biggest thing I wonder about, man, is the bias of it all, right? Because obviously search engines are biased based on your SEO habits, et cetera, et cetera. It's a bit of a machine learning model, but I think that'll start to apply to search engines also, won't it? Look at the algorithms on the social media sites. They work well,
Yeah, very well.
and we feed them. That's the most. I would almost argue that that's a very well conditioned algorithm. You know, based on the stuff you search for, right? That's
It's
that.
pretty specific though. It even gets. It seems like it's right on point.
Well, not to
Not
mention,
just basic. No, I'm not saying all the basics that would be with it. You know.
not to mention what's gathered passively through your microphone, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How
it's,
many times you see the ads pop up when you weren't searching for it? You were just talking to your wife about something, a new car, new whatever, and then all of a sudden you get ads popping up for that.
That's the
specific
truth,
thing.
though. It is the truth. Like, I started buying these lights for the streaming, and I got, a couple more things, and all of a sudden, every ad on my phone was streamer, streamer,
Yep.
streamer,
Yep.
streamer, streamer. I was like, oh, boy.
and that's obviously you typed in something and looked for something, right?
And
So
that's
that's explainable enough, right?
that's AI at
But-
work, too, right there. And I mean, it's studying my moves, studying my,
It predicts. I'm sure the algorithm has predictability built in. So there's a bit of a search around function. You search for lights, and then you might be interested in headphones, and you might be interested in speakers, and you might be interested. And I think that's some of what we perceive is people encroaching on our privacy. But I honestly do believe there is plenty of that. It's so it almost gets to the point where you're like, "Ooh, I was thinking about that." Well, were you really thinking about that, or did you see something that prompted you to think about that?
Right.
It's a little bit of a chicken and egg thing, and I think we all have a little conspiracy theorist inside of us that's like, "Ooh, I was thinking about that," and it popped up on Google.
Yeah.
No, the 10 people you were talking to about it searched for it, which correlated you to that SEO, which then put it in yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as humans, I think we want to believe in conspiracy because unfortunately some of them are coming true. But I think we don't realize how connected we actually are. And moreover than that, the people we interact with are connected. And so, now again, layer on top of that AI and speed and power, it's going to be like they're in your brain. I wonder how many mental health challenges this is going to cause. About tinfoil hats and
Yeah, no, you already know that's coming, or it's already here. But
it's 5G that's doing it, man. It's reading your mind right now.
Don't say that.
Anytime you put that phone to your ear, the 5G is sucking your thoughts out.
Hey, man, I don't know. You may not be wrong. I've heard stranger things.
Yeah. Flying Tiger said, "Shout out to all the VHS librarians."
Yes.
Absolutely, dude.
That's me.
Absolutely. Even Betamax.
Betamax, yep.
Remember, Betamax was the big game changer, and then it was the laser disc, right? Remember that thing?
Yep. The interesting thing about Laserdisc was you had to flip the movie. I don't know if you ever knew that. I went to my Jimmy. I think you know who I'm talking about. I went to his house. We watched Aliens, and he had to flip it like 3-4 times. He had two giant discs. It was like, what?
I had Laserdisc too when I was a kid.
Oh God, I think we had like one rich dude who may have had one of those. Betamax was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But
the only thing with Betamax, man, is I was a movie renter fanatic. They didn't have as big of a selection, so I was curious about making the jump. I was always told the quality was better. It was a lot of I don't know what was all the specifics of why it was better, but there was never as much of a selection. So it's like, I'm not going to take the risk, I'm going to stick with VHS.
You know
Why
what though?
not?
This generation and any generation to follow will never know the beauty of having to hold play and record at the same time, trying to outfox the DJ while you're recording a tape for your sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
Pausing at the commercials, restarting.
They will never know that
You
challenge.
couldn't get that version of this song where the DJ talks over like the first 10 seconds and you're like, quit talking, I want the song.
Yep.
Thank you, Rick Dees, for not talking over the beginnings of the songs I wanted to
Casey
record.
Kasem, top 40. A story
Man,
out
those
of
were the
Jackson,
good old days,
Mississippi.
man. You get those the Memorex cassettes, man. Put one right in the
Oh,
big deck.
the multicolored ones. Oh, I love those.
And then if you had that radio that had the play, but it had the play button, but it had a little orange record square like in the middle of it, and you just kind of you can either just press play and it's stuck up, or if you want to record, you just hit them both. Yeah.
The boombox.
Boombox, man.
Get-
I had a decent one, man.
Or as we
Since we're
called it,
waxing
the ghetto.
nostalgic here.
We called it the ghetto blaster.
Metal Blaster. Yeah.
Remember that thing, man?
That's right. It'd be walking us too.
Big-
Mine
bigger
was
than
pretty.
better.
Mine was pretty big though. It was like up here. I was like, oh, Christ.
I always wanted like one of the like one Jimmy's talking, the real giant one where you had to like hold it up like
So
this.
guess
and I
what?
just wanted to blast Axel F. Man.
You can get that now. You can buy. It's a replica, and it's just a Bluetooth speaker. It's
it really?
It's a big old ghetto
I gotta get
box.
one, man. Oh yeah.
It's just. It looks exactly like it. Doesn't play any tapes. It's just a Bluetooth from your phone, but it's a ghetto blaster.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
As I'm walking on the treadmill, streaming music from my watch to my Bluetooth earbuds.
Mhm.
These days.
Dude.
Now everybody
Yeah.
doesn't have to hear what you're listening to.
Yep.
Hey, have you
Just like
guys
now.
seen the little health ring that they've got now? I don't know what it's called.
What?
Yeah.
There's a little ring now that you wear instead of like a Fitbit around your wrist or whatever. Gathers kind of the same data.
Aura.
Aura.
Aura ring.
Yes, Aura ring.
Wow.
Same,
curious about
same
that.
price as a watch, Apple Watch.
Is it really?
If you get like the nicer ones, but if you just get the regular one, it's not that bad.
Maybe
Aura ring.
Maybe we'll have to integrate the Aura ring into some of the stuff we're
So
doing.
with them, huh?
Yeah. Might be
Maybe-
pretty cool, man.
Go in cahoots with them and have a ring in each package.
Hey. Yeah. And maybe if the VA is listening, they'll be able to fund that for us. That'd be awesome.
VA, DOD, somebody
Somebody.
throw some
Yeah, be
money at us.
Gentlemen, I think it's the top of the hour.
I know. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Did an hour fly by?
Did
I
good.
Look at
guess.
that.
It's okay.
Armando, we heard you cannot make the next episode, right?
Oh no! Oh wait.
Uh,
Let me make sure. No, but well, Warriors, it's been a great hour. Thank you for sticking with us. I know we didn't have a guest. I know we haven't had a guest for a little bit.
We don't need no
but
guest.
this is our content. This is our stuff.
This is for
I mean,
us.
actually,
You know,
I'll
it's-
tell you
it's-
what, man. Flying Tiger, if you're listening, man, I'd love to have
We'll have you on.
as a guest. There were some great things that were posted in the chat. Thank you. Make always
Cool.
makes it worth it.
Give us a
All
call.
right,
Pop
all
in.
right, Warriors.
How you guys
Sean,
feeling? Have a
Jimmy,
good
Eric,
night?
thank you so much. Episode
Got it.
68 in the books. To the millions watching now, the billions watching later, and the trillions who will be following us in a very short time, we thank you. Thank you for another hour. Every hour you spend with us, we do appreciate it. We're still here. We're still alive. We raw, as you can see, we're raw. We don't need no backgrounds. We don't need any guests. It's us. It's us. We're live.
Oh, we need Sean.
See you next week for episode 69.
Oh, we need
Or is it
Sean.
number
My
X?
favorite number. My favorite number. What? 69, dude.
Dude.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Take care, guys. Bye. Good show, boys.
Introducing the Cool Wallet Pro, an enhanced hardware wallet the size of your credit card. It packs the most sophisticated cold storage technology inside, giving you full control of your digital assets whenever, wherever you need it. Cool Wallet Pro connects offline to only your mobile device within a 10-meter distance and requires you to physically confirm every transaction on your Cool Wallet Pro after checking transaction details for optimal security. Cool Wallet Pro is designed for the professional crypto user who needs more than just superior security in a hardware wallet. You can plug in directly to the world of DeFi, DEXs, and other dApps, allowing you to earn easy passive income from staking and DeFi on the best crypto blockchains. Through our extensive marketplace, you can trade, sell, and buy directly from trusted third parties, all within the Cool Wallet app. While staying anonymous, retaining data privacy, and avoiding trust risks. With Cool Wallet Pro, the key to your future is in your hands.
Bow tie